First we get grow, like 3 times. Actually, 4 times. Then we get spray 2 times. Then we get mayhem 2 times. Then we get fastball 2 times. Uh-oh. Last but not least, we get demonic or cool purple lights. And now let the light show begin. You guys ready? Here we go. Boop. Hey, what is going on YouTube too? Sketchy coming at you. Welcome back to another rounds video. And if you saw the title and the thumbnail, yes, there is a way to do 2v2s. It is not against another person. It is only in the sandbox mode. But if you want to get a taste to how the 2v2 works, go ahead and stick around. I will give you the shortcuts to how to go ahead and do that. Not a lot of people know about this little trick, but let's just dive into it, shall we? All right, so messing around in sandbox obviously is a good way to not only learn the cards, but also get a feel for certain builds. Current most broken, I guess you can say, build is tactical reload. So you get tactical reload, and then you get shields up, right? Shields up. So with these two, what happens is every time you reload, you block. So what we want to do is get rid of these bullets as fast as we can, right? So if you go barrage, boom, you're getting these bullets out of you faster. You can see that, you know what, I'm blocking very, very often actually without even using my block. And last but not least, oh no, okay, thank God. Last but not least, we're gonna want spray for this. There we go. So now if I hold down spray, as you can see, we are invincible. Now, this was found out through the community of rounds, so big shout outs to those guys. But essentially what should happen is, if I'm not pressing the block button, by the way, I'm literally just holding down my left mouse button. What should happen is, if I just dive off of this and start shooting, I will never die. Now, I can prove to you that I'm invincible by trying to shoot myself, or even if I poison myself. Obviously, I wasn't shooting there, but if I go poison, there's no way I can poison myself because we are continuously spamming blocks. And as you can see, my health is not dropping. So that is currently one of the strongest builds that you can find. Tactical reload and shield up are two of the really good cards together that play into each other. And if you can somehow find a way to eliminate all the ammo in your gun with the help of barrage and or spray, you can be very, very difficult to kill, to the point where you pretty much going to win your games. But then again, you know, getting these cards in the perfect order is probably going to be tough. But hey, if you see tactical reload and or shields up, you might want to start holding on to those, because barrage and spray might just be right around the corner. Alright, so expanding upon some of these builds, I know that bounce build has been something floating around in the forums and whatnot. So bounce build is obviously just how many times can you make a bullets bounce, right? So right now we have just the regular old bouncy, which it increases the damage by 25%, which isn't bad at all, and you have 2 bullet bounces. So essentially you should go 1, 2, done, right? So you can spam this a few times, you can get more of these guys. There's different versions of them. The best one is Mayhem. So Mayhem is going to give you that +5 bounce. The damage goes down just a little bit, but essentially what it's doing is it's taking the 2 that you already have plus the 5, so you have 7 bounces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There was another one. It snuck in there, but trust me, there's 7 bounces here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those are the 2 main builds. Main cards for this build, for the bounce build at least. Another one that would help you. Where is it at? Target bounce, right? Target bounce. So we have a bounce in there already. So we're just gonna have to take both of these. So target bounce is going to help you not only get an extra bullet bounce. So now we're sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can not count this one, but essentially if you get 2, I mean, dang, if you get 2 mayhems, you have 10 bounces right here, 12 and then 13, plus the targeted, I guess you could say, mayhem into it, which should target us right there after the bounce. So that only targets after a bounce, but right now we have more than 10 bounces, right? So if you find a way to get yourself more rounds, obviously this is going to be very, very deadly, especially if you sneak in, let's say, spray in there, right? Right, spray. Oh, that's not spray, that's sparry. Okay, spray. So spray is going to essentially just make that, yeah, a thing, and bullets are gonna go everywhere. They're gonna bounce 10 times. This is, you know, times of 30 bullets or something. I don't know. It's just an insane amount of bullets. And then to make them go faster, obviously we'd go something like fastball. Again, you can only have 5 cards, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're already max built at this point, but just remember that one of the mayhems should not be here. So if we go, I'm scared to actually get this one. Oh, okay, cool. So if you have fastball now, jeez, those bullets are deadly. There you go. I mean, obviously this is somewhat suicidal. Boop. There you go. So there's a little trick you can do where you can actually summon in an AI by holding down shift, or not holding that, by clicking down shift. You are able to change the layout of the map in sandbox mode, by the way. I don't know if people knew that. And the AI isn't the smartest, I'm not gonna lie, but it does help you get a taste for what the damage is, and if you do need to inflict some sort of damage. For example, there's a card that resets upon damage, so you can kind of test that out on this AI. But let's go ahead and see how this works. Okay, see, well, that is, like I said, bounce is a very, very suicidal build. If you do get in range or in vision of the AI, he will hunt you down, he will chase you, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, but they definitely need to work on him in a little bit more. But yeah, this build is it's definitely crazy. It's definitely one of those that that'll get your screen going nuts and probably win you a few games, depending if you can even get the bounces off correctly, because they seem to just look for whoever's closest, and unfortunately we are the closest one. If you want to make this go even crazier, obviously put grow behind this. The longer the distance travels, the longer the bullet travels, the more damage you're going to acquire. So let's go ahead and try to sneak in a grow here, shall we? Boop. Just, the AI just stole our grow. All right, there we go. Fantastic. Yeah, builds with bounces in them are definitely a fun one, but they're extremely dangerous to do. So we've talked about this previously, right? How there are 2 builds in rounds, essentially. One of them is focused on ranged attacks, like the bullet bounce, and other attacks that involve just getting this bullet to do the most craziest things. And the other build are melee builds, right? They usually revolve around blue cards. For example, Echo. Echo's a very, very good card. If you see Echo, you're most likely going to pick this up, unless there's some sort of card that really helps out your ranged attacks. But Echo is a go-to card in regards to getting your melee builds up, because you are going to get that triggering twice the blocking, that is, and anything that is melee build is going to depend on your blocking. So Echo is the go-to in terms of going melee build. So what goes with Echo? Obviously, we're gonna go teleport. Every time you block, you get a teleport. So this will help you to teleport further and or just faster, because you are triggering that block twice, right? So Echo and teleport allows you to go around objects. Teleport itself allows you to go through structures, which isn't explained in this. Teleport allows you to go through certain elements of the map, unlike shield charge. Shield charge is what I was looking for. So shield charge is going to, yeah, I mistyped. I love that even if you mistype it, they still get it right for you. So this is the same thing as teleport. It allows you to dash forward, but it actually physically dashes you forward without any respawn. So you cannot go through structures with this. You will be able to dodge and or dash, but unlike teleport, this will not allow you to go through structures. So keep that in mind when you are building, let's say, Echo, and you're expecting to go through something. You're not going to be able to, because, well, you're actually physically dashing forward, unlike teleport, where teleport pretty much makes you respawn. Now, how do these two work together? Teleport is still going to take priority, so you are going to be able to dash through things, but you are also pushing yourself forward. So now you're not only pushing, but you're teleporting, so your distance is going to be very large, and you're going to be able to go through things. So obviously we can go back and go ahead and pick Supernova. Supernova is something that we've recently posted on this channel. Supernova is pretty strong because of all the explosions you can do multiple times. With this Supernova build, I would really recommend a refresh, obviously, because when you damage somebody, you are going to get your block back, and obviously melee builds are all about blocks. But unfortunately, since there's nothing here to damage, we're not going to be able to get that reset. However, let's go ahead and do our little trick here. And now this poor guy is going to get a little okay, a little taste of what's going on here. I think also with this build, our cooldowns for teleport itself, our cooldown reduction is really low. So the other cooldown reducer is going to be Defender. So Defender is another 30% cooldown reduction on your blocks. So keep that in mind. Now with teleport and Defender together, that's a 60% cooldown reduction on your block. So essentially, you can have block up for the majority of the fight, and you can go ahead and bounce around, no problem. Remember that you can teleport through things, so you're pretty much going to be safe no matter what. You can teleport through certain objects, not the bigger ones. I don't think you can go through saws. There's definitely a little bit of space that you need to keep in mind. Bigger blocks though you can go through, and yeah, this is a solid melee build. Obviously we're above the maximum cards that you can have in a real game, but I just want to showcase some of the cards that you should be looking for, or if you see them, you should think to yourself, you know what, maybe at this point, maybe it's round 2, I'm at round 3, you're like, I see teleport, and then in hopes of maybe at round 4, you're going to be able to get echo or refresh, and then play into a maybe hybrid ranged melee combo. Alright, being that I spend a unhealthy amount in sandbox mode, I do get the chance to explore many combos and many builds, and I do know that you guys have your own set of builds and those suggestions that you like. So go ahead and put it in the comment section down below. What is your favorite combo? What is your favorite build? What is your favorite card? Because for me, it is the Trickster. I love the Trickster. Trickster is one of my favorite cards. It is one of the rare ones, but essentially the exponential scaling that you get from that, being that for every bounce, your bullet is going to receive an 80% damage increase, is pretty good. We're only going to be able to bounce twice with one Trickster card, 1, 2, but as you can tell, the size of the bullet is strictly correlated to the damage that you have. So any sort of damage increase is actually going to make the bullet bigger. Sure, we can get another Trickster, right? So now we can have 4 bounces, and as you can tell, once we grab this thing, for every bounce, you're going to see the bullet physically change and get larger. So just know that if you want large bullets, get more damage. And obviously the scaling from this is intense, because for every bounce, 80%, that's 80 plus 80 plus 80 plus 80. You can do the math, it's somewhere above 200 something. Oh geez. So what can we do to make Trickster even better? Obviously, we want larger bullets, so we have to go grow. Grow in Trickster is really good because the further the bullet travels, the more damage and the larger this bullet is going to get. Now, how do we make this bounce even more? We'd have to go something with Mayhem, right? Mayhem was something we already talked about in our bounce build. Bounce build, again, very dangerous build, but to be able to get this screen to go super flashy, we want Mayhem. Now, what can we do to make this even prettier? So we have 4 cards. Realistically speaking, we could get this combo. I don't think you can get a second Trickster, but in regards to making this look pretty, we go Poison. Poison is going to add that extra glare, the extra flare, the extra green bit right there, and it's gonna make your screen do some funky stuff. Now, we're pretty much maxed out here. This is our max build right now. You can only have 5 cards. Hopefully in the future they'll add more rounds and rounds so we can actually push this to go further and to do crazier stuff. But I think Demonic Pact is a really good card to make the screen do some crazy things. Demonic Pact, however, is going to take away the fact that you can shoot faster. Sorry, I should have warned you guys, because it's actually chunking your health. So we'd have to go something like Burst. Not Burst, it's Barrage actually. Barrage allows you to get rid of these bullets faster, and more bullets are going to be able to come out, just like that. Okay, there we go. And obviously, as you saw, when we shot those bullets, they're kind of lobbying. They weren't going as fast. So, like I did in the intro, let's go ahead and pick up Fastball. Ooh. So now, yeah, the screen breaks. But this is what I like to do. This is what I like to explore, and this is where I kind of just get a sense for what cards work with other cards the more I mess with these, right? So again, put it in the comment sections down below. What is your favorite card? What is your favorite combo? And we can, you know, try to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And you also help other people out that are exploring this game and trying to figure it out and see what they want to build themselves. Now, I did mention in the beginning that you can do 2v2s, right? So to be able to switch the scene and or the colors of the map, it's shift. However, if you hold shift and press B, you're going to be able to get your little AI opponents. There we go. If you do that again, you have yourself an ally. Orange and red will never fight each other. And as you can tell, they're just going to go at it, try to shoot us. Blue is over here trying to shoot us. So this gives you the ability to sort of get a feel for what 2v2 would play like. I don't know if it's going to be the same sized maps. There's the third one. So now it's blue and green versus orange and red. It's sort of in the same color family, or if you know what color grid is, blue and green live next to each other, whatever. Anyway, so this gives you somewhat of an idea of how 2v2s would feel. It's pretty chaotic. Obviously the AI is just, I don't know, somewhat brain dead, but you can spawn in. You could spawn in a few cards, and if you get lucky, the AI, there you go, the AI will take it, and for whatever the first guy gets, the other one does as well. So green and blue right now do have spray, and they are fighting. Okay, great. So you can sort of help out the AI to get better or get stronger. So let's say we put down grow a few times, and you sort of just come over here in hopes of them shooting this card. I don't know if they're going to, but this gives you the ability to test out 2v2s, how it is, what it would feel like, and just kind of mess around with cards and or builds. So the way to do this, again, I don't think there's a hotkey to actually find the map that you want. I don't think that's implemented yet. But again, you're going to spawn in by pressing space, right? You're going to type whatever card you want. Let's say you like, I don't know. You don't even need to write the whole word out. You can just, I think you can just write whatever, like hello. And healing field comes up, right? And then if you want to verse the AI, you hold shift and press B. And if you do that several times, you have yourself a fake 2v2, a 2v2 prototype is what I like to call it. And yeah, you can just test out certain stuff. You can definitely hide from the enemy so they're not gonna hunt you down. You can just find the cards that you really want, like demonic, sure, demonic, so somebody just picked that up. And you can make this go, especially if you make this round last a while, and you give the enemy and or the AI certain cards. Anyways, I hope this was helpful, somewhat eye-opening, and yeah, just have yourself a good time in rounds, and I'll see you next time. Too Sketchy out. Peace.